TomoNews presents Turtles and Tortoises. That's awful. Madagascar officials have arrested 3 people in southwestern Madagascar for a case of animal poaching after finding over 10,000 tortoises cramped inside a house. When authorities entered the house in Toliara, 9,888 of the radiated tortoises were alive and in poor condition, while 180 were dead. Animal rescuers loaded the tortoises into 6 trucks to transport to a wildlife facility. The process took several trips. Radiated tortoises are an endangered species. There are only about 3 million of them left due to the loss of forest land on the island, and animal poachers either sell locally as bushmeat or smuggle them overseas to Southeast Asia or China. Although the tortoises were looked after by a veterinarian, a week later about 574 of them had died from either dehydration or infection. 2 men and a woman have been taken into custody. The men were found burying dead tortoises on the property when rescue teams arrived. According to the Turtle Survival Alliance, the tortoises left will be kept in captivity to keep them safe and alive. The rescuers think there's someone or an organization behind the incident, as they believe the house was just part of a much larger operation, considering the vast number of tortoises that were poached. Where are Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Donatello? Florida's animal agency is looking for answers after a poor tortoise was found earlier this week near Orlando, completely covered in what appears to be red spray paint. According to Florida's Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, 2 people picked up a gopher tortoise on Country Road 455 in the town of Monteverde, about 30 miles west of Orlando. The pair then took the tortoise to a wildlife rehabber called Swamp Girls Adventures. The group took the tortoise in and named it Raphael after one of the ninja tortoises, or turtles. Whatever. The group said they were able to get the tortoise about 70% cleaned up after gently chipping away concrete and attempting to get the red paint off. According to FWCC, if toxins from the paint are absorbed, it can damage the tortoise's organs. The paint itself can also prevent it from getting nutrients from sunlight and damagingly seal the tortoise's skin. If the tortoise breathes the paint in, it can cause respiratory illness. Kim Titterington, who runs Swamp Girl Adventures, told Fox 35 that the group hopes to help the tortoise recover completely and release him back into nature. Titterington also said she believes that wasn't an accident where the tortoise simply got too close to a painting site. Someone intentionally colored him red. FWCC is appealing to the public to contact them with any information on how the tortoise ended up this way.
100-year-old sex-crazed tortoise sires 800 babies and saves his species. Meet Diego, a Calanoidus hudensis tortoise with a libido that just won't quit. In 1976, this elderly giant reptile was brought over from the San Diego Zoo to Santa Cruz Island in the Galapagos for a single purpose: repopulate a dying species, and boy has he ever. At 100 years old, age hasn't slowed him down one bit with the ladies. Along with 6 females on the island, Diego went to work, getting it on and on and on. A study conducted by tortoise preservationists found that of the roughly 2,000 tortoises on the island, Diego has fathered about 800 babies, which counts for almost 40% of the current population in the wild. There used to be 5,000 of these giant tortoises maintaining a healthy population at one point, but as long as this hero and a half shell's around, extinction for his kind will soon be a threat of the distant past. Well done, old chap. Well done.
Galapagos giant tortoise brought back from brink of extinction. Around 1,000 giant tortoises have been reintroduced to the Galapagos island of Hispaniola, saving the species from extinction in a rare conservation success story. The Hispaniola giant Galapagos tortoises can be found in the Galapagos archipelago, 1,000 kilometers west of Ecuador and specifically on Hispaniola Island. The tortoises measure around 1 meter in length and have a saddleback shell. They survive on grass and leaves during the wet season and cactus during the dry season. The population used to number from 5 to 10,000 but was devastated with the arrival of buccaneers and whalers in the 18th and 19th centuries. Their numbers reduced to just 15 specimens by the 1960s. Using those 15 tortoises, the population was rebuilt over the last 5 decades via a breeding program that produced more than 1,000 tortoises. The tortoises were brought from captivity to Hispaniola Island and are now able to look after and sustain themselves.
Giant tortoise says wow repeatedly while having sex.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, wow, wow indeed. This Aldabra giant tortoise is getting it on at a zoo in Israel. In an incredible display of things animals do that mirror our own behavior, this male tortoise is having such a great time, the only word he can think to muster with every thrust is... Giant Aldabra tortoises are an interesting bunch. Sure, they're slow, but they're also known for their acrobatics, being able to get up on their hind legs to reach low branches. For this, some biologists refer to them as the ninjas of the tortoise world. Acrobatic ninja tortoises. Sounds familiar. Wonder if they like pizza too. Under favorable conditions, Aldabra giant tortoises are said to be able to live upwards of 200 years. That gives them plenty of baby making time. And when you've been at it for that long, how many new ways can one tortoise come up with to express himself? This ninja was prepared to wow his girl all night. Only problem was, another guy came by after a few minutes and tossed him on his shell, which can actually be deadly for them. This amazing footage was captured on October 31st. Hopefully, by now, someone's helped him back up.
Bummer, dude. Rising temperatures have caused a major downturn in male turtle populations in the northern Great Barrier Reef. New research has found that 99% of sea turtles in the Pacific Ocean's biggest green sea turtle rookery are female. Researchers suspect this is due to warming temperatures. A sea turtle's sex is temperature dependent. Males are born at around 27.7 degrees centigrade, while females are born at around 31 degrees centigrade. An area further south holds a ratio of 2 females to 1 male sea turtle. According to National Geographic, recent research looking at 75 rookeries from around the globe put the ratio at 3 to 1. If rising temperatures continue, male turtles may be wiped out. And nobody wants that.
Don't kiss your pet turtles, okay? Pet turtles are being blamed for causing an outbreak of human salmonella infections in 13 U.S. states. 37 people from 13 states have been infected with Salmonella agbeni that's been linked with pet turtles. According to the CDC, all turtles carry salmonella bacteria, even if they look healthy and clean. The bacteria can even end up in the water they swim in. Kissing the turtles or placing them near the mouth can contaminate humans with the bacteria. The FDA has banned selling and distributing turtles with shells less than 4 inches long as pets since 1975. The CDC also recommends that households with young children should not keep turtles or reptiles as pets.
Pet owner breathes new life into his dying tortoise. What do you do when a pet is dying? Well, one pet owner in Gloucestershire, England, revived his drowning tortoise by giving the animal CPR for an hour. Pet owner John Fletcher was left shell-shocked when he found his 45-year-old tortoise, Freda, drowning in his garden pond on August 14th. Not ready to say goodbye to his beloved pet, Fletcher tried to revive Freda by giving her mouth-to-mouth CPR and stretching her head out a little. After a while, the pet owner saw water coming out of Freda's mouth and her legs began to twitch. He then used a hairdryer to warm Freda up and massaged her legs and back. Fletcher massaged Freda's chest repeatedly for an hour, and finally, the tortoise began gasping for air, then opened her eyes to let her owner know she was alive. After being saved, Freda is now back to her normal routine, strolling around and, just generally looking at things. Only now she'll be staring at a fence around the pond that Fletcher put up to protect her. According to a reptile store in the UK, tortoises can only float on water for a short amount of time. So peeps, keep an eye on your little friends.
Man keeps about 40 turtles underfoot at home. In Taiwan, Mr. Ling Wo-lin is obsessed with turtles and has about 40 of the slow-moving reptiles living on the ground floor and backyard of his house. Mr. Lin confessed that he is not even sure why he likes turtles so much. He jokingly said that perhaps it's because he's watched too much Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a child. He says that his first pet, a large turtle he's named Awww, was actually abandoned on his doorstep after being injured. Mr. Lin brought in the injured turtle, who had a badly cracked shell that left his side exposed, and provided the turtle with water and food. Eventually, Awww recovered and neighbors brought a few more turtles who'd been abandoned by their owners. Mr. Lin said that the most recent addition to his turtle clan was because 2 of his red-shelled turtles got it on and laid a clutch of eggs in his backyard. Mr. Lin said he was in the backyard cleaning up after his turtles when he noticed half a dozen baby turtles climbing out of an indent in the ground. Mr. Lin's first rescue, Awww, is the oldest of his turtles and is just 15 years old, which is nothing according to Mr. Lin because turtles often can outlive humans. He said he'll have to be sure to include his turtle clan in his will to make sure they're cared for after he's gone.
An injured green sea turtle can swim again after scientists came to its help with a prosthetic fin. A green sea turtle that had to have 2 flippers amputated after sustaining severe damage has regained the ability to swim with the help of a revolutionary prosthetic fin. Israeli scientists decided to help an injured green sea turtle after it was trapped by a fishing net in the Mediterranean Sea. The male turtle's left side flippers were so badly damaged that they were deemed beyond repair and had to be amputated. Scientists first designed a prosthetic fin similar to the dorsal fin of a fish. They found the new fin improved the turtle's swimming, but it was still finding it difficult to properly emerge at the water's surface. One scientist decided to create a prosthetic for the turtle based on the design of Lockheed Martin's F-22 Raptor warplane. Scientists formed 2 fins that kept the turtle relatively balanced, helping it to surface properly. However, the turtle will never be able to return to the wild. The turtle was dubbed Hofesh, which means freedom in Hebrew. He is being kept in a tank with a female green sea turtle named Surit, whom scientists hope he will mate with so their offspring may be released into the wild.